Now, there's a lot of videos out there, right, that keep talking about the ethnicity or the mixture of Samoans. You may hear a Samoans, Blasian, and all this misinformation that they put on the internet. And I'm gonna tell you, if you're a black person or if you're a person who has no idea of Samoan history or the breakdown of Samoan people, that this is general knowledge. Most Samoans should know this. If not, then they must be half white or half Palangi. But most Samoans will know this, right? Firstly, before the contact of Europeans in Samoa, Samoans are both Tongan, a mixture of Tongan and Samoan. Very little Samoans were mixed with straight to Fiji. In fact, all the how do you say it? All the Fijian ancestry blood usually come through to the what do you call it? Comes through from the Tongan side. So if there's Samoans out there who's got some admixture of Fijian, like myself, which be about 3% Melanesian, and it's due to the connection to Tonga. And the way I know this is because in Samoa we have each chief or each village has a story, or they got a lineage of last names, so they can trace their last names to Tonga, Fiji, Cook Islands, or Takalauniwe. So that's pretty much how you know that most Samoans and most Tongans are vice versa. That's why we kind of look similar. That's why Tongans and Samoans look very much alike than most Polynesians. Now, when the Europeans came, and I'm talking about the Germans, they brought in the Chinese and they brought in the Melanesians into Samoa. And they were there for plantation work. And there may be maybe about 40,000. I'm not too sure. They said the number 20,000. Doesn't matter. But there was a lot of Melanesians and a lot of Chinese that did come work in Samoa. So when the Germans came, the British came, the Americans came, the Chinese and the Melanesians, and then that's where you get this influx of so many Samoans, including myself, who have Irish ancestry, American ancestry, even Solomon Island in Papua New Guinea. I mean, one famous Samoan who is of Solomon Island descent is Oscar Kiteley, and he's an actor. So there was a lot, all these races came into Samoa late 1800s to the early 1900s. And then what happened was the British came in, the Germans lost the war, and it was transferred to the English. That's why you get a lot of Samoans with English last names like Sonny Bill Williams, Joseph Parker, and so on and so on. Even myself, I have my Irish last name is Scanlon. Okay, that's my grandfather, and there's a lot of Samoans who have Chinese last name as well. Okay, and what happened was Samoans wanted to fight for the independence, kick out the Brits, and one of our high chiefs, whatever you call them, he got shot in the process of it, and he told Samoans not to avenge his killing. And because of that, the Brits felt sorry for Samoa and they gave us back our island. And today, the breakdown of Samoans, there's more Samoans with less Melanesian ancestry in them. So if I had to break it down, I would say about maybe 40% of Samoans, because of we have migrated out to Australia and New Zealand now, do have European ancestry. Um, uh, and then there'll be about 30% of Samoan who has Chinese ancestry, and then there'll be about 20% of Samoans who got Solomon Islands ancestry. So that's why a lot of Samoans, you probably meet them and you might think, oh, he does not look Samoan, he looks Samoan, he doesn't look Samoan. It's all due to all the mixed blood in the 1800s and 1900s. And the breakdown of Samoans, there's maybe about 600,000 at most Samoans worldwide, including Samoa. And if I had to break it down, I would say today, there are probably like 50,000 Samoans who has Chinese ancestry. Doesn't mean a half. Could be like like me, their grandparents was Chinese, or great grandparent was Chinese. Then I would say roughly about 200,000 or 250,000 Samoans got German, British, or American ancestry. And I would say 200,000 Samoans at most will have Melanesian ancestry, and that includes back in the days where the noble families intermixed with other race, with the Fijians and other Melanesians, and due to the Solomon Islanders and the Papua New Guineans who were brought into Samoa in the early 1900s. And there's a documentary about it. If you're black, Miuli, it's called Tamauli. If you want to learn history about the black people in Samoa, that's that name. And there's another video that I recommend you guys to watch. If you're Chinese and wondering why do Samoans look Asian, it's called Dragons in Samoa, something like that. I don't know, but go look it up on YouTube and you'll find out. But yeah, that's pretty much the breakdown. So no, most Samoans today, that's why I don't like we are Blasians or we are this or that. No, today, if you had to be honest, the real question is, why are so many Samoans mixed with white, not black? So remember that. In the past, maybe, but today, no. More Samoans are mixed with European ancestry. And if you're black and you're going to cry about it, too bad.